You're sectioning for this. You're going to tell me what sectioning you notice here. How many sections do we have on the right side?
3, 4.
4. 4 is the right answer. Great. So pretty much if you visualize a disco ball is which shape? What's the shape of the head?
Round.
Exactly. But if you look at a disco ball from close, what do you have?
Little.
Flat pieces. So those are called the plane of the head, right? So if you look at this, flat, 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 flat. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. So that's why we section into 4 planes for the mapping of the scissor over comb and the undercut. So we start, it's very easy, starting sectioning in back of the ear and the front of the ear. This way we have the front and the back of the ear automatically. So 2 vertical line here. And what happens, we automatically divided the front of the ear, doing this one first. So we place 4 little clips here.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
If you don't have enough clip, you can use like a little bobby pin, or I have little elastics, to do little elastics as well. And then here, you simply rug the comb and you see where the changes of direction is. It's going to be in the middle of this larger section in the back. So we have how many sections?
4.
4. And then this one that is here, we're going to place it away so that we don't grab it when we cut the first section. So do you guys good. Excellent. So now we're going to start with the scissor over comb. Let's explore. So is that a right way of doing a scissor over comb?
No.
So what do we want to make sure to do?
We just move our thumb.
You just move your thumb. So if this is a challenge for you, this is an activity you can actually do watching TV. Place the bottom blade onto your hand. Just move your thumb. Then you feel how it's supposed to be feeling. Then you release your hand and you can practice just moving your thumb. And more you practice, faster you're going to achieve your thumb moving. This is this muscle right here. So pretty much we'll be playing with 3 different speeds. The speed number 1 is going to be to release length. Speed number 2 is going to be to create the length. And speed number 3 is actually going to be to polish. So speed number 1 and 2 is done on wet hair. And then we'll blow dry and do the polish on dry hair. Do you agree we always see the finish of the hair growing more on drier hair?
Yes.
Good. So let me show you how this goes. And you want to elevate your mannequin so that you're working as much as possible at your eyes height. As well, if ever the mannequin doesn't lift enough, please do not bend your back. That's not good for you. Just let's work out your glutes and squat down and then lunge down and you can alternate legs. So first, what's the angle of cutting that you see on the first section in the back?
It's a horizontal.
It's a horizontal cutting line. Exactly. So that means my comb will be horizontally placed. So speed number 1 is to release, collapse some length. So we want to go take off a good, like we want to kind of have a 2-inch to start. So collapse some length. So this is my speed number 1, just collapsing length. Now, scissor over comb, the goal of the process, we said we wanted to keep something more square, right? So we want to make sure that your comb is always on a vertical line, okay? The angles are going to be placed, changing section by section from horizontal to diagonal back, horizontal and diagonal forward, but the teeth of your comb are always going towards the ceiling so that you have a nice square silhouette and not something rounded. So if you want to have a masculine scissor over comb, the joy of the scissor over comb is that you can influence the shape of the head. You know, when you use a clipper with number 1 everywhere, what does it do? It follows the shapes of the head. So it's something like that's when I consider a haircut being like a $10 haircut from a $20, $30 haircut. There's more specialty elements to it so that the haircut is amazing for the head shape of the guest. So you want to make sure at speed number 2 that your comb, the teeth are always towards the
ceiling.
So what's the head position of your guest?
Straight.
Straight. Exact. So the length we're going to go with is 1 inch The bottom blade should be parallel to the spine of your comb, and your body is placed in front of the section. Again, if ever you find the scissor comb hard, sometimes we have a tendency to put our thumb all the way inside the little loop here. So it's more the tip of the thumb that's in there instead of the whole thing. This way my shears are not opening as wide as they can. If you put just the tip of your thumb, it's easier to utilize the whole length of your blade. And another thing as well, where your index is, some people have like just the tip of their index and it's not very stable. So you want to have this where it bends, right holding on your shear. So this way it's nice and stable and you can have a better speed. So just little elements that you can analyze about how's my scissor comb? Where's my finger? So just like break down how your placement is. So here in the neckline, it should be longer, and here it should be longer, right? Because the hair is curver. Here will be the shortest, and then here longer. So we want to have a more square shape. Make sense?
Yeah.
Excellent. So what's the direction of cutting for the behind the ear?
Diagonal back.
Diagonal back. Yeah, if you think about your ball and you want to kind of take your neck section and clip it away so it's not annoying when you cut it. So if you put a ball, it's going towards the back in this direction. My body placement would be in front of my section. Just for you guys to see, I'm actually going to be cutting from a little bit of the side. But if you cut like this, what's going to happen is you're going to keep some length behind the ear. So you want to be in front of your section. That's good?
Yes.
What's my first speed? Remove bulk. So speed number?
1.
Uno. Exactly. What's the length that I'm going for?
1 inch.
2 inches.
2 inches
2
longer.
Sorry.
Exactly.
No.
Now that we have a little bit longer, like a little bit easier length to go with, now we're going to go with our speed number 2. Again, my diagonal is backward. I'm moving my shears faster. So you want to have your comb moving slower than your shears. So don't go too fast. Do I have a guide right here?
Yes.
Yeah. So I can see the guide into the back section. And I move forward with this. What do we have in between those two sections?
Nothing.
We'll have a little corner, right?
Oh, you do.
So you want to keep your diagonal and just cut this little corner. Amazing. Once this is done, you move here. What's your angle for this one?
Or horizontal.
Horizontal. First speed is what?
1.
Exact. And your angle will be horizontal. Speed number 2, we come up. Very vertical. So make sure your comb is always going vertical. What do we have here in between our section? A corner. So we go diagonal backwards to come and cut this corner. Great. What's the next angle?
Diagonal forward.
Yes, it is. So if ever you see that you have a little bit of drying areas where you can see your sectioning when you remove your clip, just remist it a bit so that we don't have clip colics. Great. Do you think that on my guess I put my little clips everywhere like that?
No.
No, but today just to train ourselves we're doing it, and when you do your guess, you work in that matter without putting the clips, especially if the hair is this long and just trimming. So now my speed 1 is done, diagonal forward. I have my guide from behind to go at my 1 inch length, and my comb is always going towards the top. There we go. Once everything is done, speed number 3 still needs to be done, right? So do you notice, is it easy to see if it's even or not right now?
No, we need
Very
to dry
hard.
it.
So when you dry it, pretty much on the guess, because we didn't have our clip, we're not going to be like wetting it as we go. We're kind of going to let it grow dry organically. So we would just go from there and continue cutting the speed number 2 when it's dry. The mannequin heads are a little bit drying like that, so you can go just a little bit flatter with your blow dry towards the face here, just to influence the mannequin like a human being hair grows. So what's the finish of the scissor comb? Is it texturized or is it all even?
It's all even. Well,
as
Not
much as a
really.
clipper would a guard?
No.
It's more texturized. It's softer. So do you think we're gonna clean up the perimeter with softness or with a hard line?
Hard line.
If we want to stay into the same vibe, the inside and the perimeter, we're gonna go with more softness when we do the perimeter.
Oh, because it's the
Uh-huh.
Vagabond.
So that's gonna be a fun little hot tip.
I'm getting everything in the wrong way.
Very good. So when this is done, we're gonna come back with our speed number
3.
3. 5. So again, my comb is nice and vertical. Thank God I put some good room in there. Very good. I'm staying constant with my different angles. Wow, it's really breaking here. Let's go with larger teeth of a comb. So why do we use larger teeth of a comb?
Leave the densities of hair.
Exactly. It slides easier into the hair and it respects the natural fall of the hair, right? Cut the little corner off. So now we're evening out the shape, doing your third speed onto dry hair. So the goal is just to polish. It's not to actually recut a whole different length. Great. Then, if we want to keep softness, do you agree that this tool is going to be more of a harder line in the perimeter? So what kind of shears can we use to have a little bit more softness? Yeah, texture shears, exactly. So which blade should we put on the top when we, the teeth, yes. So to avoid creating a hard line, using the teeth, textured teeth on top will help you to keep a softness. So you over direct towards the face, and then you can come and cut with the texture shears the length. Do you think we're going to be going, and then I kind of just point cut, do you think we're going to be going right at the hairline with this scissor, with the perimeter cut? No, keep us nice softness. So the same thing for behind and front of the ear. You over direct in the opposite direction and come and point cut. Of course, on the guess you can move like the ear away a little bit.
No.
And same thing for behind the ear. You push it towards the front and trim this. Around the ear, you can move the ear of a client away. So it's kind of, you can choose to leave a little bit of veil on top of the ear or go around the ear, but still with texture. That way when it dries, when it grows, it's nice and soft. Behind the ear, where do we over direct it?
Forward.
Forward. Exactly. So you see the softness that it keeps?
Yes.
Right here, what do you want to keep? Softness, and you want to keep the corner, right? So we keep the corner. You can soften up, but not create it round. Have to do more of a thin end shape. Very good. So let's just quickly recap the steps. That's a big segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing first to section?
Find the round of the head.
Exact. Find the middle of the round of the head. Right in the middle we'll be sectioning. We do our two horizontal line. Then we
Connect the horseshoe.
connect the horseshoe round. Then we're gonna section the left side away. Put some get groom and wet well your right side here. Section, how many sections?
4.
4, starting at the
Ear.
ear, front and back. Then you have the front already isolated. Then in the back you rock your comb, find the middle, and then respect your angles. Horizontal,
Diagonal.
diagonal back.
Horizontal. Diagonal forward.
The comb is always going
Up.
straight
Vertical.
vertical. This way it's not round here, it's nice and strong. And then after that, we're gonna do the speed number 1,
1,
2, dry it, and do the speed number 3. We're good to do that before lunch?
Yes.
Excelente! Let's rock this.
Isn't the pizza gonna be here at noon?
It's supposed to be, but it's already afternoon.